K. Himaja, lecturer in EEE department, working in SRRS Government Polytechnic Sirisilla. Now, this part 25 is the electric heating and welding. So now, first of all, this is the part of chapter 5 in electrical estimation and utilization. So first of all, so here the syllabus of chapter 5 is first one 5.1, state the advantages of electrical heating. Next one, list the requirements of good heating material. State the materials employed for heating. Explain resistance heating, direct and indirect. List the industrial applications of resistance heating. Explain different methods of temperature control of resistance heating with diagrams. Next one, 5.7, explain direct arc heating. 5.8, explain indirect arc heating. Next to 5.8, 5.9, list the industrial applications of arc heating. 5.10, explain induction heating. So in brackets, core type and coreless type. 5.11, explain the principle of dielectric heating. 5.12, list the industrial applications of dielectric heating. So these are the part of heating. So in this chapter, this chapter is combination of heating and welding. So from 5.1 to 5.12 are the topics in heating. Next one, 5.13, state different types of electrical welding. 5.14, explain the principles of resistance welding, spot welding, seam welding, butt welding, arc welding, metal arc welding, carbon arc welding. Next in 5.16, explain the characteristics of a welding generator. So next 5.17, explain with legible sketch the principle of operation of welding transformer with a reactance coil. Next 5.18, explain the sequence weld with a black diagram. So total in this chapter 5, total 18 topics will cover. Total 18 topics are present. So first I have to cover the topics in the electrical heating. Once electrical heating is completed, next I can go for welding. So one by one I will cover all the topics. So first one here, in this introduction, heat plays a major role in everyday life. So we know very well heat is must in our daily life. All heating requirements in domestic purposes such as cooking, room heater, immersion water heaters, and electric toasters, and also in industrial purposes such as welding, melting of metals, tempering, hardening, and drying can be met easily by electric heating over the other forms of conventional heating. So in our daily life, we must need some heat to prepare food. In winter seasons, we are using the room heater. Like in summer, we are using the AC. Similarly, in winter season, use the room heaters. Next, immersion water heater. Immersion water heaters means we know very well. So to heat the water using the immersion water heater, and electric toasters. So to heat the bread like that using the electrical toasters. So these all are the domestic applications. And also in industrial purposes such as welding, melting of metals, tempering, hardening, and drying can be met easily by electric heating. So for example, in welding means we have to weld two irons. So at particular temperature only the iron bars will weld. Next, melting of metals. So we have to heat the metals, then only they will become melt. So this is annealing. Next, hardening. So the metals, once we are heated, the metals becomes hard. High temperature, the metal becomes hard. And drying can be met easily by electric heating. So dryers also. So for heating purposes in domestic as well as industrial purposes, different applications are there. So depends on application, use the different methods of heating. So in room temperature means using the room heaters. So in the room heaters, one of the method is present. Next, for hardening in industrial purpose, it is also another method of heating is there. So depends on application, use the different types of heating methods. Next one, heat and electricity are interchangeable. Yes, definitely heat and electricity are interchangeable. For example, if we want to heat the immersion heater place in the bucket, means we have to fill the bucket with water. Then definitely supply on, then only the water become heat. The water become heat. Not immediately, it takes some time. Depends on wattage. 750 watts, 1000 watts like that. 500 watts means it takes a lot of time. 750 means compared to 500 watts somewhat better. 1000 watts means so the water will heat very fast compared to 500 watts and 750 watts. So here electrical energy is converted into heat energy. Electrical energy is converted into heat energy. So that is the concept of immersion water heater. Immersion heater. Next one, heat also can be produced by passing current through the material to be heated. Definitely. Once, for example, if we are placing the immersion heater and place in the bucket, if I will go and touch the heater, what happens? Immediately the shock will be there because the current is passing through that heater rod. So once I switch on, the current will pass through the heater and the water will become heat. Next point, this is called, last point, electric heating. There are various methods of heating a material. Definitely different methods of heating material. But electric heating is considered for superior compared to the heat produced by coal, oil and natural gas. Here by burning the coal also we can generate the steam, heat. Oil also, by burning the oil we can generate the heat. Similarly natural gases. But here the electrical heating is superior compared to the heat produced by coal, oil and natural gas. Here the cleaning is very good in electrical heating. The maintenance is very easy. Simplicity. The circuit is simple. The maintenance is very clear, very clean. The maintenance is very easy. Means the maintenance is easy and rugged construction. Not only this immersion heater, room heater, for example, we have to take the room heater. Once if I switch on the supply, immediately the room will become heat. The room will become heat immediately within. So depends on temperature we have to fix by using remote. Like similarly AC model only. Or sometimes it will automatically select the time period. So some sensors are present like that. So that is entirely different. Okay. So here room heater, for example, we are considered, for example, if I want to heat the room, temperature I have to rise in the winter season. Simply I switch on the supply and after that the room will become heat within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Maximum 5 minutes. But what about the same heat I have to generate it through coal means? First I have to place the coal in the room, a side or corner of the room. And after that the coal will become fire. So it takes a lot of time to heat the room. Again the maintenance is very difficult. Again some dust particles are present. Ash is there. After coal burning, the ash is the output. Again we have to clean the room. So that is a lengthy process and entirely different. So the electric heating is considered far superior compared to the heat produced by coal, oil and natural gases. So in our daily applications, either in domestic as well as industrial applications, electric heating and welding are the major roles. So in domestic applications, daily without heat we can't do anything. Because cooking, room heater, immersion water heaters, electric toasters, bread toasters, sandwich toasters, and everything. Ovens. In oven also we are using the heater only. Electric rice cookers. So for everything we need some heat to prepare the food or whatever it may be, to maintain the some proper temperature. Similarly, for industrial applications, hardening, drying, tempering, and everything need some heat. So the heat and electricity are interchangeable. So without electricity, the heat cannot be generated. Means by using natural gases also we can produce a heat. That is, the procedure is lengthy and entirely different. In our home applications, without electrical current, without electricity, we cannot generate the heat. In our domestic applications, without electricity, because we cannot generate the heat, because the electricity is converted into heat. Like in motor, the electrical is converted into mechanical energy. Similarly, in heating purposes, the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. That is the concept. Next one. Advantages of electrical heating. Advantages of electric heating. Now, I will cover one by one according to your syllabus. So, in your syllabus, what is the first one? State the advantages of electrical heating. So, I will cover one by one the advantages of electrical heating. So, I have to cover total 12 points one by one. The advantages. First one, economical. So, here the various advantages of electrical heating over the other types of heating. Means natural gas, biogas, like that. So, first one, economical. Electric heating equipment is cheaper. Definitely, it is very cheap. They do not require much skilled persons, therefore maintenance cost is less. Therefore, the maintenance cost is less. Here, the skilled persons not required. For example, take in our domestic applications. If we have to place the immersion water heater in the bucket, any skilled persons, is it required? Definitely don't require any skilled persons, because the operation is very easy. Simply we have to place the immersion water heater in the bucket, and after that this immersion water heater power point is plug is placed in the socket, placed in the 2-pin or 3-pin plug, 2-pin or 3-pin, depends on the wattage. 1000 watts means ground also present and the current rating is 15 amps. 750 watts means only 5 amps is enough. 500 also only 5 amps is enough. So here just simply we have to place the immersion water heater two sides. One is immersion, one side is heater side and another side is plug point. So simply we have to place the plug in the socket, and other side we have to place this immersion water heater in the bucket and follow some precautions. So here there is need not require any skilled person. So here the maintenance cost is less. The maintenance cost is very less. Next, and one more example we have to take. For example, if we have to prepare the rice in electrical rice cooker, so simply place the bowl in the electric rice cooker and switch on the supply. After that, if the whole water is completed, then immediately it will come back to the off position automatically. Here, is there any skilled person? See, is it required? No. Here there is not at all. The skilled persons are not required. So here, so the maintenance cost is less. Next one, cleanliness. The dust and ash are completely eliminated in the electric heating. It keeps surroundings clean. Yes, definitely it maintains a very, it is very cleaning process. The cleaning process is very good. Same thing if I have to place a water in the immersion heater means if the water becomes heated, then simply I switch off the supply and simply remove the immersion water heater from the bucket. That's over. But same thing I have to procedure. Same thing I have to heat the water on the by using coal. By using coal. Okay, if I starting the coal, burn the coal. So the water is heated. So once the water is heated, I have to replace that water. So again, the coal will become ash after some time. So the cleaning is very difficult. The cleaning is very difficult. So automatically the surroundings also, we have to maintain the clean. The surroundings also not the clean. Because compared to electrical heating here, the surroundings are not at all cleaned. So it is very risky procedure and also lengthy procedure. Again, we have to clean the floor, remove the ash particles and everything. So this is a very, very lengthy procedure. Next one, pollution free. Pollution free. As there are no flue gases in the electrical heating atmosphere around in pollution free, no need of providing space for their exit. Here, it is completely free from pollution, electrical heating. There is no gases are coming out. Once if I am burning the coal, some gases are coming out. So this will damage the environment, but not in the case of electrical heating. Here there is no gases are leaked out. Poisonous gases are not leaking out. So here it is completely, the electrical heating is completely free from pollution. Next one, easy of control. In this heating, temperature can be controlled and regulated accurately either manually or automatically. Here once if I selected the temperature, then automatically after some time it will be regulated through manual or automatically. For example, if we have to place the milk in the oven, so I have to fix the temperature and time duration in the oven. So after that, after some time what happens? Immediately the oven will become off automatically. Automatically the oven will become off because at a certain temperature, the oven will become off. But what about in outside? It is too difficult. It's not so easy to maintain. So here by using electrical heating, the control is very easy. The control of the system is very easy, means that is very simple process. Next one, uniform heating. With electrical heating, the substance can be heated uniformly throughout, whether it may be conducting or non-conducting material. Here the heating is uniform. The heating is uniform in electrical heating. But by using natural gases, the heating is not uniform. By using natural gases, by So the heat is not uniform by using coal, oil and natural gas, etc. Definitely. And there is no automatic control, because here it is completely uniform heating by using electrical heating. Not in the case for natural gas, coal or oil, because at different temperatures the material also will heat different, either industrial or domestic applications. Either industrial or domestic applications, the heating is not uniform by using coal, oil and natural gas. But by using electrical heating, the heating is uniform. The heat produced by the methods is uniform. Next one, high efficiency. In non-electric heating, only 40 to 60% of heat is utilized. But in electrical heating, 75 to 100% of heat can be successfully utilized. So overall efficiency of the electrical heating is very high. Here, high efficiency. So by using coal, oil and natural gases, some of the gas is wasted to surroundings, either in domestic or industrial applications. Some of the heat is goes to the surroundings, but not in the case of electrical heating. But not in the case of electrical heating, you see, it is uniformly heated and not extracted to the surroundings. It is also extracted, but compared to coal, oil and natural gas, it is very, very less. It is very, very less. So here the efficiency by using coal, oil and natural gas and etc., the efficiency is only 40 to 60% of the heat is utilized. But in the case of electrical heating, the efficiency is 75 to 100%. The efficiency is 75 to 100%. So high efficiency is possible in electrical heating compared to natural gas. Next one, automatic protection. Here some protection devices are placing. Fast control devices are operate. If any over temperature occurs or any damage will occurs, any short circuit will occurs, immediately the fast control devices will operate and the current does not flows to the device, either in domestic or industrial applications. Either in domestic or industrial applications. Automatic protection. So in our home means breakers are there. If any heavy current will flows, then immediately the breaker will open. Immediately the breaker will open and the circuit will trip. Means the breaker will open and the current does not flows. So in our home means the house, total house is protected by circuit breakers. But what about in the case of this heating, either industrial or domestic applications? Means if anything, either short circuit or a high temperature, or if any of the device is failure, then automatically the fast control devices will operate and the current does not flows that particular device. So the automatic protection components are present in this electrical heating. Next one, eighth one, heating of non-conducting materials. So the heat developed in the non-conducting materials such as wood and porcelain is possible only through electric heating. So wood and parcel is possible heating of non-conducting materials. Next one, better working conditions. Better working conditions. No irritating noise is produced with electrical heating, and also radiating losses are low. No irritating noise is produced with electrical heating, and also radiating losses are low. Here the losses are low. The working condition is very good in electrical heating compared to natural coal and etc. Less floor area. Due to the compactness of electrical furnace, floor area required is less. Definitely, the floor area required is less compared to coal. So, for example, room heater we are needed means we have to place on the top of the floor, in the top of the wall. So, the floor area is needed is less. Similarly, I have to heat the water, means place the immersion water heater in the bucket. After that, if my work is over, the water is heated, then immediately I remove the immersion heater from the water bottle and place in the rack or everything. So here the floor area required is less. The floor area required is less. Next one, high temperature. High temperature can be obtained by the electrical heating, except the ability of the material to withstand the heat. So here the high temperature is obtained, but the material has to withstand for that particular temperature. Next parts I will explain what is the temperature of the different materials. What is the temperature of the different materials? Next one, safety. The electric heating is quite safe. If anything will happens, immediately the safety devices will operate and the current does not flows to the particular device. So these are the total 12 advantages of electrical heating over other types of heating. First one, economical. So it is very economical compared to natural gas. Next one. So the process of heating, electrical heating, the cleanliness is good. Next one, the electrical heating is completely free from pollution. There is no flue gases in the electrical heating. Next one, ease of control. So the control of the system of the device is very easy. So here it is regulated either manual or automatically. Next, fifth one, uniform heating. Here the heating generated by using these devices, it is completely uniform. Next one, high efficiency. So in electrical efficiency, we have to get the efficiency as 75 to 100%. So in non-electrical heating, it is only 40 to 60%. So the overall efficiency is very high. Next one, automatic protection. Here if any fault occurs, the fast control devices will operate immediately and the current does not flows to that particular device. Like in our breakers in our home, the same operation can do. in the electrical heating devices as fast control devices. Next one, heating of non-conducting materials. Heating of non-conducting materials. Heating of non-conducting materials. So for wood, porcelain is possible only through the electrical heating. Next one, better working conditions. Ninth one. So no irritating noise is produced. The radiating losses are also low. Next, floor area required is very less in electrical heating. And also the temperature obtained by is also high by using electrical heating. Next, it is completely safety. It is quite safe. It is quite safe because if anything occurs, the fast control devices will operate. So it is fully quite safe. So next one, modes of transfer of heat. Modes of transfer of heat. Modes of transfer of heat. So the transmission of the heat energy from one body to another because of the temperature gradient takes place by any of the following methods: conduction, convection or radiation. So here modes of transfer of heat means transfer of heat from one body to another. Two methods are present. Means first one is the conduction and second one is the convection or radiation. Convection or radiation. So here conduction in this mode, the heat transfers from one part of substance to another part without the movement in the molecules of substance. Here also the transfer of heat from one body to another body takes place but without the movement in the molecules of substance. Next, the rate of the production of heat along the substance depends upon the temperature gradient. So here the rate of conduction of heat along the substance depends on the temperature gradient. Depends on the temperature gradient. Next point, the amount of heat passed through a cubic body with two parallel faces with thickness T meters. See, with T meters having a cross-sectional area of x square meters and the temperature of its two faces T1 and T2 degrees and T hours is given by here one of the formula. Two parallel faces with thickness T meters and cross-sectional area of A and temperature of its two faces be T1 degree C and T2 degree C during T hours is K into A by T into T1 minus T2 T. Mega joules. So here A is the, in this equation A is the cross sectional area, T is the small t. Small t is the thickness. T1 and T2 are the temperature of the two faces and capital T is the time period. Capital T is the time period. So where K is the coefficient of the thermal conductivity for the material and is measured in mJ by m cube per degree centigrade per hour. So examples are refractory heating, the heating of insulating materials, etc. Here the heat transfers, conduction means the heat transfers from one part of substance to another part without the movement in the molecules of the substance. That is conduction. Next one, convection. Convection or radiation. In this mode, the heat transfer takes place from one part to another part of substance or fluid due to actual motion of the molecules. Actual motion of the molecules, that is convection. Here it is. Here actual motion of the molecules, that is convection. In conduction, without the movement of the molecules of substance. Here in conduction process, there is no movement in the molecules. But in convection process, there is a movement in the molecules. So that's why it is defined as the heat transfer takes place from one part to another part of substance or fluid due to the actual motion of the molecules. So the rate of conduction of heat depends mainly on the difference in the fluid density at different temperatures. The rate of production of heat depends mainly on the difference in the fluid density at different temperatures. So example, immersion water heater. The amount of heat absorbed by the water from heater through convection depends mainly upon the temperature of a heating element and also depends partly on the position of the heater. Definitely. Here in this immersion water heater also already I explained 500, 750 and 1000 watts are available. In 750, one of the material electrode is using. Similarly, in 750 and 1000 watts, different materials are using. So for 1000 watts, the water will become heat immediately within 5 minutes. For 750 watts, it takes some time. Similarly, for 500 watts to heat the water, it takes a lot of time. So it depends on the material. So for 1000 watts, use the immersion water heater, one material, means electrodes use one material. For 750 watts, use other material, and similarly for 500 watts, use another material. So for different watts, different materials are using. So here temperature of the heating element and also depends partly on the position of the heater. So we have to completely dip in the water, means follow some procedures, lower, middle and higher. So we have to, for safe conditions, use only middle position only, not the lower, not the higher. Higher means if any, sometimes the body of the heater will become melt. For lower means it takes a lot of time to heat the water. For the middle position means always safe. If the water also overheated, it does not touch the surface of the body of the water heater. So here convection means the heat transfer takes place from one part to another part of substance or fluid due to actual motion of the molecules. So heat dissipation is given by the following expression: A into T1 minus T2 into B W by meter square. So where A and B are the constants whose values are depend upon the heating surface. A and B are the constants. The values are depends on the heating surface. A and B are the constants depends on the heating surface, and T1 and T2 are the temperatures of the heating element and fluid in degrees centigrade respectively. So radiation in this mode, the heat transfers from source to the substance to be heated without heating the medium in between. It depends on the surface. Example is solar heater. So if the sun rays falls on the solar panel, here the heat energy is converted into electrical energy. So different materials are using in the solar panels. So depends on the material, it produces the output. So next one, the rate of heat dissipation through radiation is given by Stephen's law. It is a very important equation. Stephen's law equation. We may expect one question for ESET exams. Heat dissipation H is equal to 5.72 into 10 power 4 K E T1 by 1000 whole power 4 minus T2 by 1000 whole power 4 wattage per meter square. Wattage per meter square. So here what is the equation? 5.72 into 10 power 4 into Ke T1 by 1000 whole power 4 minus T2 by 1000 whole power 4. So here T1 is the temperature of the source in Kelvin. Temperature means generally measured in Kelvin or degrees centigrade. Next T2 is the temperature of the substance to be heated in Kelvin. Here first one T1 is the source and T2 is the substance and K is the radiant efficiency. Eta means K is the radiant efficiency. So it is 1 for single element, 0.5 to 0.8 for several elements. E means emissivity equals to 1 for black body and 0.9 for resistance heating element. 1 for black body, 0.9 for resistance heating element. One for black body, 0.9 for resistance heating element. So this is the important equations, Stephen's law. So we may expect one question in the exams. Short questions, write down the standard formula of Stephen's law for heat dissipation. Short questions, we may expect this question, very important. So So from the above equation, the radiant heat is proportional to the difference of the fourth power of the temperature. So it is very efficient heating at high temperature. So it is very efficient heating at high temperature. Here in this equation, in convection process, the equation convection. So the equation is A into T1 minus T2 into B. And second one, the Stephen's law equation 5.72 into 10 power 4 KE T1 by 1000 whole power 4 minus T2 by 1000 whole power 4. So according to our syllabus, today I covered. So this part 23 is covered. The state the advantages of electrical heating and convection and conduction and convection methods I covered, and Stephen's formula also I covered. So next class I will cover, in next part I will cover, according to our syllabus I will cover the material for heating element. Different materials are using for heat the materials. The properties of some of the heating elements. Causes of failures of heating elements. Causes of failures of heating elements. So these topics I will cover in the next part in 24. So here today I covered the advantages of electrical heating. So in general, heating means definitely required in domestic purpose as well as for industrial purposes, means to welding, hardening, annealing. So for everything heat is compulsory. So the heat and electricity are interchangeable. So by using immersion water heater, we have to convert. Here the input is electricity and the output is heat, because the water is heated after some time. Quite reverse for solar panel. The input is the heat, that is solar, and the output is the electrical power. The output is the electrical power. So here these two are interchangeable. The electricity and heat are interchangeable. Next, heat also produced by passing current through the material. So the electrical heating is very, very superior compared to natural gases, coal, oil, and etc. Different advantages of electrical heating I covered. It is very economical, cleanliness, pollution free, ease of control, uniform heating, high efficiency, automatic protection, heating of non-conducting materials, better working conditions, less floor area, high temperature and safety. I explained only 12 things, but so many advantages are there. I covered only 12. And also finally I covered the modes of transfer of heat, conduction, and first one is the conduction and second one is the convection or radiation. So in conduction process, the heat transfers from one part of the substance to another part without the movement in the molecules of substance. That is conduction. Without movement. Without the movement. Here in convection process, the transfer of heat takes place from one part to another part due to actual motion of the molecules. In conduction process, without movement. Here, actual motion of the molecules. Example, immersion water heater, like that. And also finally, I covered two formulas in convection process. One is H equals to A into T1 minus T2 into B. T1 and T2 are the temperatures of the heating element. A and B are the constants. Depends on the heating surface. And also I covered the Stephen's law, the heat dissipation standard formula 5.72 into 10 power 4 Ka T1 by 1000 whole power 4 minus T2 by 1000 whole power 4. So in that formula, T1 is the temperature of the source in Kelvin. T2 is the temperature of the substance to be heated in Kelvin. And K is the radiant efficiency, depends on the materials. K and E, emissivity, depends on the material. So thank you for watching this video.